Hi friends, Cole Chance here. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. And today I wanted to do a power yoga. And a few things about that real quick is that power yoga is going to require a lot more breath. So you can't just kind of strength your way through it. So really have to be feeling confident in your breath, and you need to be also, I would say the prerequisites are the breath and also to be able to listen to your body, to know and to be able to be honest with yourself about when it's something that you should be trying and when it's something that you're not ready for yet. And that'll change day to day. But we need to be able to know those things and to be able to differentiate on the mat, off the mat. You know, we need to be able to know where our boundaries are. That being said, child pose is always an option, and give it a go. Do what you can. Don't do the rest, or just do what you want to do and don't do the rest. And this could be something that maybe you come back to later and can kind of see your progression. But please enter into this with a gentle heart, a smile, and let's just have some fun. Yeah? Good. Let's start in a child's pose. So this will be home base. This is where you can always come back to. And we'll reach the arms out long. We'll do this variation. Bring the forehead down and let's tap into the breath. So the breath is our root. We move from there. We move from that space, that centeredness. Inhale, breathe into the back body. In between the shoulder blades, exhale, release, feel like you're sinking farther into the mat. Inhale, expand 360 degrees, northwest, southeast. Exhale, release. Again. Release. So we're keeping that breath. So we'll start in Ujjayi breath as well. Has a little bit of restriction in the back of the throat. You can kind of liken it to a Darth Vader voice. Or breathing out like you're going to fog up a mirror. This will help to bring some internal heat, as well as a really good way to, it helps you kind of stay aware and focused on the breath as well if you can hear it. But we need this internal heat to keep the body strong. Start to come forward. Let's tuck the toes, come into downward facing dog. Take a few moments and pedal out the feet here, opening up the backs of the legs, opening up underneath the arms. You kind of sway side to side, finding some movement here. Beautiful. Gaze towards the hands. Come up onto the toes on an inhale. On an exhale, bend the knees. Bring the belly towards the thighs. So it's kind of like in a lunge pose, and we're gazing towards the top of the mat. We're going to bend the legs down and take a big jump up towards the top of the mat. You can also step up as well, either one. Inhale, halfway lift, slight bend in the knees. Hands can be on the shins or on the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll start with a couple sun salutations. Inhale, lift the arms up, push the ground away with the feet so we're reaching in opposite directions. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. We're going to bend the knees, jump back, landing with the arms bent. Beautiful. You can come down to the knees here if you'd like. We'll come in to Cobra pose. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So that's an option. You can also step back. We're just wanting to make sure that you're landing with the elbows bent, finding stillness here. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, come to the toes. Exhale, send the hips back. Gaze forward. Inhale, take a big jump up in between the hands. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands to heart center. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, bow forward. Be strong in the breath. Inhale, halfway lift, find length. Exhale to plant the hands, step or jump back, chaturanga. Flip the toes. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and pulling the chest through, pulling the belly in. Exhale, pushing the ground away, lifting the hips high and then tucking the toes. Downward facing dog, 3 rounds of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, just like in child's pose, inhale into the back body. Exhale, release. Once more, inhale, 360 degrees. Exhale, release. Inhale, toes. Exhale, send the hips back, bend the knees. Jump forward, inhale, halfway lift. Bow forward. Inhale, push through the feet, lift all the way up. Hands to heart center. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, bow forward. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push the ground away, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, knee to nose, push the ground away, creating space. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, plant the foot in between the hands. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Pulling back on the right hip, forward on the left hip. Inhale, warrior 2, sink low. Inhale here. Exhale. Pulling back on the right hip, checking in with the knee, continue to breathe. One more, inhale. Exhale. Take the elbow either to the knee or take the hand to the floor, hand to a block. Right arm comes up and over, spinning the chest open. Breathing here. Exhale. Long line from the fingertips all the way down. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, plant the hand, left hand down. We're going to spin the left heel down, come into side plank. Right hand comes up. Pushing the ground away, lifting the hips, rolling the shoulder blades back so the chest shines open. You can lift the right leg. Breathing here. One more, inhale. Exhale, right hand, right foot comes down. Shift forward on the knees or just come down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath. Inhale. Wrap the biceps down. Plug the shoulder blades in. Shoulders away from the ears. Send the hips high. One more inhale. Exhale. Step forward, left foot. Come up, crescent lunge. Pulling left hip back, right hip forward, belly in, ribs together. Really igniting the core is going to help with all of these different transitions. Keeping the strength. Inhale, open up. Warrior 2, pulling back on the left hip, sinking low. Shoulder blades back. Reaching out. One more inhale. Exhale. You can take the shoulder the elbow down. You can also take the hand down or hand on a block. Inhale. Exhale. Every inhale, spin the chest open. Exhale, pull the left hip back. Again, inhale, spin the chest open. Exhale, pull left hip back. One more. Exhale, plant right hand. We'll open all the way up. Vashisthasana, side plank. Pushing the ground away, lifting the hips up. Shoulder blades together on the back to shine, slightly spin the heart open. Can lift the left leg up. Breathing here, if you can zip everything up here, pelvic floor, belly, ribs, keeps everything stable. One more inhale. Exhale, foot down, hand down. Shift forward onto the toes, or you can bring the knees down. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale. Take a child's pose. Three more rounds of breath here. Come back to your breath. Give me a chance to catch up. Hard to talk at the same time. This is extra power yoga for me. One more in and out. Let's shift forward, tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, open the hip. Inhale, right leg, reaching back. Exhale, step it through in between the hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Let's open up towards the right, gazing back at the right hand. So we'll stay here for a moment, pulling back on the right hip. As if there was a wall on this hand, you can push into the wall to spin the chest, kicking back through the left heel. One more inhale here. Exhale. We're going to spin all the way open into warrior two. So pull up on the pelvic floor, zip up all the core. We kind of windmill the hands, open up, warrior two. If you didn't make it that time, just try it again. Sitting low. Again, checking in, zipping all the way up. Flip the front palm. Reverse warrior, keeping the bend in the front knee. We're going to shift forward, plant the hand. Kind of jump in with the back foot. You can also use a block here. I'll show it both ways. Place the hand on the block. You can kind of step in. We're going to come into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Start to lift the left leg up. Open the hip. Planting the hand down. You can also bring it up a little bit higher, wherever you would like. Really igniting this leg. This glute is really activated. Flexing the toes, kicking out through the heel. And ever so slightly, turn the top toes down. You can lift the left arm. Extending out in all directions. Heel, crown of the head, fingers. One more inhale here. Exhale, bring left hand down. Spin the hips facing down towards the ground. Now we're going to switch sides. Bring the left hand on the block. Take the right hand on the hip. Pull back on the right hip. You can stay right here. This is a really strong pose. Or start to spin the chest, kicking back through the back heel. You can take the hand to the sacrum, feel that it's flat, or you can open up. Again, pretending like there's a wall. You can push into the wall with the right hand, spin the chest open. One more big inhale. Exhale. Come back down. Let's take the left foot behind the right foot. Bend the knees, forward fold. Ah. Inhale, halfway lift. We'll just undulate the spine. Exhale, fold twice more like that. Kind of releasing the hips here. Inhale. Exhale. And again, in. Out. Good. Left foot by the right foot. Step back a little bit so you have a little bit of room. Plant the hands, bend the knees, bend the elbows. We'll come into crow pose. So it's chaturanga arms. Start to shift forward. Maybe you stay right here. Maybe you lift one foot and then the other. Round the back. Pull the heels in. You can jump back into chaturanga. Or you can just take the feet down. Step back. Shift forward. Coming down. We'll have to do a whole video on that, and I'll show you how to do that, or how to practice that. Press the ground away. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the left heel up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Bring it back around square. Exhale, knee to nose. Push the ground away. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step it all the way through. Bend the knee, lift up, crescent lunge. Pull the right hip forward. Start to open up towards the left. So you really need to pull back on the left hip here. Create space. Reaching out in all directions. Pushing back for the back heel. One more inhale. Exhale, we're going to come around to warrior two. So left arm comes down, right arm comes up. Warrior two. Breathing here, pull belly in, zip up. Staying here. Exhale. Once more, in and out. Flip the front palm, keeping the bend in the leg. Reverse warrior. Start to come back around. Take the left hand to the block or to the floor. You can step the back heel in. Begin to lift up. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, really strong in the block. You can take the hand to the hip. Start to spin the chest open. One side might be harder than the other. Left side's always a little more difficult for me. Open up the hand if that's available. Ever so slightly, turn the right toes down. Everything's ignited. Reach through the crown of the head. One more inhale. Exhale, begin to bring the right hand down. Spin the hips to square. Take just a little standing split forward fold. We'll switch sides. Right hand on the block, left hand to the hip. Pull the left hip back. Flex the back toes. Flex the back foot. Begin to spin open. You can take the hand to the sacrum here. Continue to spin. You can stay right here. This is an intense pose. This is definitely a power pose. Woo. You can open up. Spinning. Open scissoring the thighs together. You can find more length. One more inhale. Exhale. Plant the hands. Right foot behind the left foot. Bend the knees forward. Fold. Release the hips. With breath, inhale, halfway lift. Fold down twice more. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold down. Halfway lift. Fold it down. Right foot next to the left foot. One more time, crow pose. Spread the hands wide. Hasta Bandha, hand lock. Pushing all knuckles, all fingers down. Bending the knees, bending the arms. Finding the roundness in the back. Not like this. thinking about cat pose in the back. Coming forward, maybe staying here, maybe lifting the feet. Take 3 rounds of breath. Wherever you are. You can even bring a block under your toes here to give you some height. Another full inhale. And then we'll come back to chaturanga. You can jump or you can step. Upward facing dog. Push the ground away. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Exhale. Another inhale. Release. Once more. Inhale to the toes. Exhale, bend the knees and the hips back, gaze forward. Inhale, jump forward. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. And hands to heart center. And release the arms. And we'll take just a couple standing poses real quick. Let's go into figure 4. Left foot strong, stable. Right leg coming up. Notice if the hip wants to come up, bring it down. We're gonna cross the ankle over, start to sit back into the hips. Woo. Standing on my left foot is always a big challenge for me. Sitting the hips back, flexing the right foot. Pull the belly in. Look at something that's not moving. Staying here. If you'd like to come forward even more, you can take the hands to the ground. Big opening here. Wherever you are, we'll meet with the hands at heart center. Begin to come up, bring the leg with you. Woohoo! Start to bend the leg behind, the right leg behind. Grab from the outside or the inside if your shoulder's really open for the foot. Right arm comes out. Begin to kick into the hand. Come forward into Natarajasana, dancer pose. Left palm coming up. One more inhale. Exhale slowly. Start to come out of it. Plant the foot. Kind of shake it out. Starts to get quite tense in there. So these balance poses, you're not failing when you're falling. That's actually creating so much proprioception and so much strength when you're shaking and stuff as well. It's creating the muscles, so all of that's good. Let's try on the other side. So inhale, arms up, left leg up. Notice the hip. If it wants to come up, bring it back down. Start to take the ankle over the heel or over the knee and sit back. Breathing. Zip everything up, the torso. Foot is flexed. Staying a little bit lower. It's amazing the differences on the opposite sides for me. This is so much easier. We're all so uneven. Begin to come down lower if you would like to. You can take your hands to a block. Take the hands to the floor, just getting a big stretch here. Big opening in the hip. Letting the head pour out. Maybe shake the head yes, shake the head no. And we'll start to come up. Bringing hands together. Coming all the way up, bringing knee up. Begin to kick the foot behind. Grab for the foot, right hand up and out, palm up. And begin to kick into the hand. Hand pulling back into the foot, Natarajasana. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Zipping up the core. One more inhale. Exhale, come down. Kind of shaking the legs out here. closing the eyes, come into mountain pose. So just take an inventory of the body, take an inventory of the practice, where your mind went with the poses when you're doing more challenging poses. A lot of times we can get into that negative self loop. But be gentle, be playful. This practice is about learning and growing, and it is called a practice. Feel the vibration in the body. Inhale here. With your exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let yourself come all the way down into a seated pose. Let's bring soles of the feet together, knees wide, Baddha Konasana. Cross at the wrist. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, bow forward. Undulate 3 times. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Coming up. Close the legs like a book and let's find our way to our back. So just for a moment here, take a quick Shavasana. You can stay as long as you'd like. Send the legs long. Feel the body supported by the floor, by the earth. And give yourself some props for trying something different today. Something more, maybe a little more challenging in certain ways. So next time you try this, just continue to be compassionate, continue to try to stay with the breath, to differentiate between where your body wants to go today and maybe where it's better to go another day. All of these things we can begin to cultivate on the mat, this honesty, this truthfulness, this compassion with ourselves. And then that comes off the mat and we can spread that around to the people around us, the people we love. This is definitely not a solo job. Benefits abound. I will leave you right here so you can rest as long as you like. And thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on your mat next time. Namaste.